I didn't have time to look at the YouTube buffoons questions, except one guy had about 25 or 30, and I told you to de-link him, remember? 35 comments. And if you ask me more than 2, I de-link you, unfuck you, whatever, on whatever medium it is, it's beyond my I was listening to myself. I cry when I listen to myself. It's so fucking good. I fucking cry. Sometimes sob. Fuck, am I good? I mean, it's unbelievable. Because I'm the best there ever was, and ever will be. I asked you to ask me about what this morning? Do you remember? Or was it the fog of war you forgot? How many -3s did we have on the success test? 3. -3 is a perfect score. If you had above 0, you probably need psychiatric help, contrary to what the scale says. I'm going to say it again slow. And for those melon heads taking the motherfucker, if you got above 0, you need psychiatric help. If you got above 5, you need to. Up until about 4 or 5 years ago, the only -2 we ever had was me. And the reason why the scale says, it was put together by medical doctors, that you're okay, blah, 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 up until a high score is because political correctness. They don't want to be sued for malpractice. But, and when you slit your wrist, do it the right way. Come on. This way. I mean, not this way. You do it this way, I mean, the paramedics can save you. You do it this way, you're dead fucking meat. That's how the Romans did it when they laid in the tub, the warm water. Some people that come back to my site 200 times a month. 200. That's where the analytics stops, over 200. It says 200 plus. We have people that take the test 100 times a month. And they don't get any better scores. Now just think about that. Please, just think about that for a moment. You take the test 50, 100 times a month and you don't get any better score. Now, what does that tell you? Come on, Einsteins. What does it tell you? You take the fucking test 50 fucking times a month and your score never gets any better.
Not for you.
That's an understatement. You're a retard. And for the people that are handicapped, forgive me. But I mean, there's something wrong with you. We have people that have been taking the test 10 years. 10 fucking years. And they don't get any better. Some even get worse. Some even get worse. God. And they want to know why they're living in a mobile home in Pacoima or Escondido. I used to say I don't do it anymore because I'm getting kinder or gentler. Give the test to your parents. And you want to have a real fucking hoot. You want to have a real hoot. Give it to your fucking parents. You give it to an 8-year-old kid, they do better than the parent. What did we see last night? Fear. Why do I spend so much time on it? One, it works. Because some of you don't think that you got a problem. That's the difference between the 99.99% of the people that don't come here that I've never seen before, that have created, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, and the money's not everything. So, but I mean, make money, then go save the world. But it's because you don't get to grasp the fear aspect of it as much on my material without you being here. Because you don't have me jumping up and down, ranting and raving, saying that you're just a limp dick cunt and blah, 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 blah. And when I mean limp dick cunt, and there's a lot of guys here, they understand the limp dick part, but it's because you're a coward. You were raised by cowards to be a coward, and it's that simple. If we were at war, we'd all be dead. We'd all be. And the SEAL training, the Ranger training, like I went through SAS, Mossad, Delta Force, Green Beret, they're hard. Not just physically, but mentally. Why are they hard mentally? Because life's a motherfucker, that's why. They're all hard. The mental aspect of this is just as hard as any of those courses. Except you make even worse decisions when you're physically drained. Physically drained. You make even poorer choices. That's the only thing we don't have here. And we used to have it in the very beginning in the early, in the 90s, but it became too catastrophic. I mean, we had accidents and, couldn't get insurance and all kind of shit. Scaling the fucking tower. That used to be a fucking hoot. To watch you fucking feeble cocksuckers. And you think going down the tower is easy. It's actually harder. Going up, you don't have to be so coordinated. Coming down, you got to be coordinated. But we had to let that go by the wayside. But we put you under pressure here because it's going to be under pressure. And when you do your weekly reports, you can't correspond with the other than a weekly report unless it's an emergency. And you guys, what you think is an emergency, what I think is an emergency are two different things. Your potential board member being an hour late and not texting you is not an emergency. Because it's stressful. It is. A couple of you have already come in and approached me. You have physical afflictions. We'll leave it at that. That may be enacted because of the pressure of this thing. Fine. We're just one man down, two man down, one lady down, one slag. We just move. We just keep marching on. We don't come and pick you up. That's it. That's it. And again, if you're going to off yourself, the tower is the best thing. Outside, no mess, easily cleaned up. So what was the takeaway of the Fear movie?
Fear trumps reason.
Fear trumps what?
Reason.
Trumps. I like the word now because of Donald. Yeah.
One person can create a panic. It's infectious.
Mob orientation, mob rule is very much based on that. What else?
It's genetic, but you can also retrain and reprogram.
Correct, reprogram. You can reprogram all this stuff. But at the end of the day, no matter how much you're reprogramming, your ultimate default, your ultimate default goes back to what you've been learning since the second trimester. Now, in a casual conversation over cocktails, you can, talk like intellectually, like you know what you're doing. But when somebody puts a gun to your, assuming that you have any feeling for your wife or your significant, and starts to pull the trigger, that intellectualization goes out down the fucking toilet. There's a great, not story, but drill. We put a 2x12 plank down on the ground, 2x12, or what you see scaffolding around buildings, 2x12. And we put $1,000 bills, 1,000-note bills at one end and you at the other end, and then we ask you to walk back and forth, and most of you could walk back and forth and pick up $1,000 bills all day long. Right? Anybody think that they couldn't? Okay. Now you put it up 10 stories high. Some of you, some of the more agile, younger, more coordinated, could still walk up and down, and a few of you could crawl to get the $1,000 bill. Now we put the fucking thing 100 stories up. Fuck, I don't need that $1,000 that bad. You'd come up with all kind of justification why you can't do it. Now you put your wife, significant other at the other end. And we have Jack the fucking Ripper pouring gasoline over the bitch. Fucking burner! There's no fucking way anybody's going across for the significant other. Down deep inside, when you say the truth of truths, there isn't a cocksucker that ever been in this seminar that's going to go across there for the significant other. Nobody. Contrary, oh, I love you forever. Nah, bullshit. Now you put your kid or your grandkid across there. You try, not everybody, but some. That's why you see women picking up cars off people and all kind of shit. More women are going to go across that than men. Oh, well, fuck, I still got lead in my pencil. I'll make a couple more. You think I'm not bullshitting you. This is the truth. This is the real life. None of you cocksuckers are going to go across a 100-story 2x12 to save your fucking old lady. Nobody in this fucking room. Nobody in this room is going to go across to save their mother or father. Oh, they live a good life. They're old anyway. So don't bullshit yourself. For your kid? Not everybody. I'm still shooting. I'm not shooting blanks yet, so I'll make some more. This is the reality. And anybody that thinks any different that's on YouTube is a fucking retard. Anything else about fear? By the way, I walk 20 stories up. Guys like Jobs walk 50 stories up. We have guys that, well, it's too windy. I could get blown off of that. Now, if you have a negative, if you don't make it across, you have to pay $1,000. Very few of you even walk because you don't have confidence in yourself. Anything else about fear?
Fear makes you slow.
Yeah, it slows. Yeah, you're right. It slows you down. Yes, sir.
It's irrational.
Yeah. And some of the things that you're going to be asking me in your weekly reports don't make any sense. Don't make any sense. No matter, you have some of the people in here have studied the material 3 or 4 months before they came here. Well, we'll talk about that after we get off YouTube. I don't want the stigma to follow the person throughout their life because it's on YouTube. What was the other thing you saw?
Fear comes from the past.
Yes. We're genetically encoded. Yes.
You can overcome it when you face it.
Yes. Teddy Roosevelt was a little mama's boy, and he decided that a lot of the things that I do were based on that. Getting out of my comfort zone, getting run over by buffalo and shit like that, is that the charge of San Juan Hill, he decided to lead his own men, and at the end of the successful charge of San Juan Hill, which was the Spanish-American War in about 1900, Teddy Roosevelt ultimately became president of the United States, and he had 70 or 80 holes in his uniform, in his boots, in his hat. 70 or 80 bullets grazed him, but he wasn't hit. After that happened, he said, well, fuck. And I know a lot of guys from Vietnam that think they have Jesus Christ syndrome in a firefight when there's thousands of bullets going and you're standing there, like in the movies, through your hair. You think you're Jesus Christ. But that was Teddy Roosevelt's way of overcoming his fear. Okay, YouTubers, we'll see you later in the afternoon.